Happy endings are so boring.
Sorilla? Kayron? Armin, where's your hand go? What's going on, guys? And welcome on in. In today's video, let's talk about Fairytale Tenebria. What I think about her skills, first impressions, where I'm already thinking about running her, how good I think she is, and then what I really want to talk with you guys about. If you caught my last summon priority, summon guide video, let's recap now that we know that she is both a limited unit as well as you will need bookmarks. Unfortunately, she's not free. Let's talk about what might be coming up soon, the banners that were announced with her, and what I think you guys should save for, skip for, pull for, okay? We'll go over the artifacts as well, all that good stuff, okay? Let's get on with the video. Alright, so Fairytale Tenebria is an Ice Mage Taurus. Other units that share the same sign and class, I think, is Dizzy, Sage Ball. If you guys know any others, please leave them in the comments below. But she has a health and effectiveness imprint. Looks really, really nice. 115 base speed. Pretty good. Not super fast, so I'm not sure how well she'll do as like a first turn unit. But fairly fast. Let's start, guys, with the skill 3, the Tea Party. You caught in the intro. I think they killed it with the whole design. So this character was created for, it was the fan art contest winner, but they kind of elaborated on her backstory. I'm not sure if the artist gave some input on that. If you guys know, tell me what's the deal. But I think they just did a really, really good job with the whole Alice in Wonderland vibe. It's an alternate character. I think the skill 3 looks amazing. The whole vibe looks really cool, the skill set. But let's talk about skill 3, Tea Party. So, Tea Party. Lures all enemies. Let's meet this with the Tea Party and attacks displaying 1 buff, making them unable to be buffed for 2 turns and inflicting redirected provoke. So a brand new mechanic, guys. And the redirected provoke will always go towards the highest max health unit. So my brain is already thinking my main thing. I do feel like she does fit in she can fit in many comps. First off, first impression. I think one of the main things is everyone's going to already think of control. But the fact that, you know, she synergizes well with bruisers and knights, like high HP units, means it's not like you don't necessarily need a full control comp. I think she can work in like a hybrid comp. But you will want like that tanky unit that wants to be hit, that synergizes with. So my first thoughts, Blue Crow, obviously. Sage Ball, I think, could be huge because he's also a control style unit. And if he doesn't have like a self-provoke, so if units ignore him, you know, his S3 won't be as good unless there's like a ton of AoE or something. But I think with this, plus Sage Ball could be really good. Like Blue Crow, the S3, similar thing. Martial Artist Ken could be kind of crazy. And then, of course, you could also just soak the damage with a unit like Fire CC, who will also make use of the provoke mechanic. We'll see that on, I think, skill 2 called Shuffle. It can also proc off just regular provokes and redirected provokes. So keep that in mind, all right? So skill 3, it's very similar to Bazaar, just no soul burn for the ignore effect resist, which kind of sucks, but dispels 1 buff. Unable to be buffed for 2 turns, and then the new mechanic, redirected provoke. Molas are just -1 skill, -1 turn cooldown, and some damage, which you probably really just need +3 unless you are building her very, very damage oriented, which honestly she could because of the S2 damage. We'll see that in a second. All right, let's see the skill animations real quick. By the way, guys, they look so dang good. The whole card theme, the Alice in Wonderland, just the way she looks, they did a very, very good job. Super well done by Smilegate. And then here we got the wild card, the Shuffle. Activate Shuffle when ally is attacked by an enemy inflicted with provoke or redirected provoke. So like I said, think of units like Fire CC, Fallen Cecilia. Units, it can only proc once per turn, but if you do have that provoke and your ally is attacked, it will attack all enemies, so an AoE, and it also inflicts a random debuff. Really, really nice. Think similar to SSB, not quite as you know, it's not for every ally hit, it's only when they're provoked and it's only once per turn, but think of that like similar sort of style, counter style. It's an AoE attack. So it also scales with the enemy's max health, so very nice versus knights and bruisers. Wild card, it's a very cool skill that will AoE proc, and with all these mole enhancements, I think she could do some decent damage. So I can see her being used as a control, pure control, maybe tankier and fast, or like with high effectiveness, or a damage oriented build. You know, go for a little bit more glass cannon so that when she does proc these wild cards, the shuffles, it'll do some serious damage. The animation looks gorgeous. Look at that, the cards just flying out, and that can happen out of turn as well, which is important for her artifact. You'll see that in a second. They're showing it can proc with Dark Corvus Provoke, of course, onto that FCC. Alright, after wild card, guys, we have her S1. Kind of it's nothing super crazy. The thing I like about the S1 though is its 2 poison effects. It will be 45% chance at max molas. There is a soul burn for extra turn, but I don't know if you really want to be using that too much. And also, I feel like if you do go that more control-oriented build, guys, the nice thing about poison, right, is that it just scales off your opponent's health. So instead of needing her to go attack, crit damage, you kind of just like the S2 skill scales with your opponent's max health, while poison on top of that too. So maybe just build her more tanky, more effectiveness, faster, and just let the poisons and the HP scaling kind of carry the damage in that regard. I do expect to see some damage Fairytale Tenebrias though, but like I said, the poison plus the HP scaling part on the S2 kind of seems like you don't even have to, and she'll actually do, you know, some decent damage here and there. So those are the 3 skills, guys. Let's see the skill 1 animation real quick. It's like yeah, it's pretty much the same animation as normal Tenebria, and it inflicts 2 poisons. Okay. And last but not least, guys, we have the artifact Fairytale for a Nightmare. I'm not sure what to think about this one just yet. If the caster attacks when it's not their turn, deals 750 fixed damage to the target, 1500 at max. So it synergizes well with her own skill 2. But overall, I think the major artifacts are going to be very stacked. So I don't know if this will be a mainstay. Alright guys, now that we looked at Fairytale Tenebria's skills, let's go ahead and talk about the other units that are coming up with her or right after her, and my thoughts on priorities, who you should skip, who you should save for, who you need to pull for, okay? So let's start with Fairytale Tenebria and Mortellix. They're both going to be, Mortellix is going to be leaving the summons on the 31st. And Tenebria will be coming as early as tomorrow, right after maintenance. So they will have some overlap. They'll be sharing the banner rotations for 1 week. Guys, go ahead and just skip Mortellix. Even though I love them, I triple S them. I use them in the Creator Invitational. I'll have a guide on him soon. You got to skip for him. He's not limited. He's not in the best spot either. Please pull first for at least 1 copy of Fairytale Tenebria and her artifact. And then just wait for Mortellix. Wait till later. You don't need him right now. After that, we have Lilibet and Sigret, which will be coming on right after Mortellix leaves, so on the 31st till the 7th. Same thing here, guys. Neither of these are limited. Neither of their artifacts are must pull either. I think you should both skip for Sigret and Lilibet because of these other 2 ladies sitting at the table. After these 2 leave, guys, on the 7th, I expect to see, after Fairytale Tenebria leaves on the 7th of January, there's usually a 3-week wait between limiteds. Old ones and new ones. If you look at like Holiday Fiend, SSB Landy, there was always like a three-week gap, and that kind of lines up perfectly with Cerise's expected launch in February. Now, what does that mean for Diene? I'm not sure, guys. I heard people were asking on the Korean live stream if Diene was coming, and they kind of gave a vague answer or no answer at all. I have a feeling they may just skip her, delay, or maybe they'll try to fit her in between Fairytale Tenebria and then Cerise's release, but that would be 3 very, very back-to-back close limited summons, which you've never seen before. That's going to be very tough on your bookmarks. So I'm expecting them to maybe skip Diene, maybe delay her, or I don't know, maybe they won't rerun her at all. But Cerise seems way more likely, okay? Regardless, you want to save at least 1 pity for either of these. They're both limited. They're very, very good. Cerise and her artifact, both must pull. Diene, you could probably skip. If she does come out, you can probably skip Unfading Memories. You really want to have one just in case it gets buffed later on. But overall, just in terms of power, it's not a very good artifact. So you could potentially skip it if you're super scarce on resources. All right, but keep an eye on Diene. She may not be released. Definitely save 1 pity for both. I expect to see Cerise coming out very soon. Don't forget too, guys, there's 1 more unit, not limited, although she's probably an honorary limit at this point. With how rare she is, she's never had a banner beyond her initial release, and it's about to be, I think, a year officially since she's come out, so pretty much a limited unit. We have Alencia, who is stated to be early next year. We don't know when that could be. That could be January, February, March. It could be in between the Fairytale Tenebria, Diene, and Cerise reruns. So if you've really been looking forward to Alencia, I think most people should pick her up. Definitely way more than Sigret and Lilibet, for example. Less so than let's go ahead and rank them right now, guys. My list would be, you pick up Fairytale Tenebria tomorrow, 1 copy of her and her artifact. After that, you pull for Diene. Could skip her artifact, but you do want to pick it up because it's limited. Cerise and Guiding Light for sure. And then Alencia would be a number 4. So, sorry, let me write this. Fairytale Tenebria number 1, because she's coming tomorrow. She's new. Cerise number 2, because I do think she's more likely to come out. And I do think I rank her slightly higher than Diene at the moment because of the recent buffs. Diene number 3, because she is the 3rd limited. She's still very good. And then 4th is Alencia as the honorary limited. Very, very strong unit in general. And she's super rare. If she comes out early next year, I don't expect to see her on another banner for a while. Unless it's like Mystics, okay? So, skip Mort, Lilibet, and Sigret. And then the top 4. Fairytale Tenebria, Cerise, Diene, and then Alencia whenever she comes out. Please save your bookmarks though. Skip those other ones I'm talking about. And get ready because Fairytale Tenebria end of December into January is gonna be kind of crazy for all your saved up bookmarks. Start saving, guys. Start shop refreshing. Get your Skystones on point. Get your gold on point. Hunt events coming up soon. Make sure you're pushing your arena so you get more Skystones weekly. And yeah, I think that's where we'll stop the video, guys. Thank you so much as always for watching, and I'll see y'all soon in the next one. Okay, peace out, guys.